Hello Aries, welcome to your reading for the week of April 9 through 22, 2024. This is a reading if you are Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have another significant Aries placement in your chart. If you do like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when these videos come out. I also have links in the description below to my website, my social media, and other services if those happen to interest you. We do these readings astrologically, so this will be according to the 12 houses of astrology, not literally what's in the sky right now. Those are just going to be what the positions are that we're using to interpret the tarot cards. And I use, in addition to tarot, I use the Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck. And this week I am going to clarify the reading with the Aquarian Tarot. And I will finish up with a card pull from the Essential Oil Oracle. So this is an interesting week. I can tell you so far. I'm recording this on April the 6th, and where I live, we had 2 earthquakes yesterday, plus 2 aftershocks, and I do not live in an area that very commonly has earthquakes. I mean, we do have a fault line, but it's very, very unusual to have that. So that was certainly an interesting pre-eclipse development. We do have, by the time you're watching this reading, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse may be happening on April the 8th, which has been a big deal for a lot of people. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. I was just watching something where somebody said that the CERN laboratory is starting up the Large Hadron Collider again on the 8th. There's a whole lot of weird energetic stuff going on. We've had a lot of electromagnetic storms. We had a lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago because lunar and solar eclipses always come in pairs. Plus, we are in a Mercury retrograde. And we're going to be having, I believe, a Saturn-Mars conjunction. I think in Western astrology, it's in Pisces. In Vedic astrology, it's in Aquarius. So, yeah, there's just a lot of, if your life has felt like there's been a lot of tension or a lot of turmoil or a lot of unexpected stuff, things being turned upside down, maybe if you feel a loss of energy, maybe people returning from the past, there's just a whole mess of things going on right now. April is probably one of the most volatile months that we've had in years. In terms of astrological activity. So it'll be interesting to see how it's reflected in your reading. Okay, so moving on. So Aries, the first house is your own energy, Aries energy, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how people see you. Okay, and we have the Pyramid card with Death. Now, Pyramid, okay, so Death would indicate that there are changes that are coming. Okay, and I saw Death in this position for somebody else recently as well. It basically doesn't mean anybody's going to die. What it does mean, though, is that you are transforming, that there's an aspect of you, of your personality, of how you present yourself to people that is now going to be different. You are not, in some ways, at least to others, going to be the same person that you were. And we have this with Pyramid. So Pyramid indicates an initiation, a test, or a challenge. So this has a lot to do with your faith in yourself, maybe what this eclipse is going to be bringing, because the eclipse is going to be in Aries. You may find that you are tested or challenged in some way where you have to make some decisions that will be life-changing in a big way. So so this could definitely be a very transformative time for you, Aries. Typically, when you're in a transformative time, you want to go with that energy rather than try to resist it. But this could indicate that you may be having some self-doubts. You may be rethinking some things that you're doing, and this is about meeting that test. Second house is Taurus energy. This is about finances. So this is money primarily monies that you earn yourself rather than joint finances, and also your values and your possessions. And we have the 10 of Rods with the Scarab. Okay, so this suggests here, 10 of Rods indicates feeling overwhelmed or burdened with something. So I don't know if recently you've had some financial worries or some things that you feel like you've had to be concerned about. Whatever it is, though, there's something connected to your finances, a burden that you're finally going to be able to drop. You'll be able to reprioritize, maybe make some new decisions about how you're making money or spending money. And we have this new beginning here with Scarab, which is nice because if this indicates an ending, this indicates a beginning. So there's definitely going to be some changes to your financial situation. These appear to be good changes that are going to allow you to not be so overwhelmed and overburdened. Third house is Gemini energy. This is one of the areas affected by Mercury retrograde. And the Gemini energy has to do with messages, communications. If you're self-employed, this would have to do with your own business because it's the house of self-effort. Brother and sister relationships, and also travel that's short distance. So we have Page of Cups with Bast. Okay, so this is a nice combination. Sometimes this could indicate, the first thing that jumps into my mind, some of you may be socializing or going to a social event that's not far away, that's nearby, because I feel like there's a strong social energy to this. Page of Cups does bring messages. This could be messages of love for some people. So if you are looking for love, this could be messages about the start of a new love, but although I do want to say, with Mercury being retrograde, sometimes this represents a return of somebody from the past, in which case you do want to be very careful, because things that return during Mercury retrograde are usually returning because they're finishing up, not because it's really a new start. Although honestly, with the Page of Cups, with anything, somebody has once said, it doesn't matter what's retrograde. If it's something that's meant to be, then it'll work out regardless. But this Page of Cups says to me, yeah, that there definitely seems to be messages coming in, either connected to love or something of an emotional nature, or something that is near and dear to your heart. Bastet is also a good card, because this has to do with it's the happiness card. So I think in the third house, dealing with communications, then this is saying that, you know, there could be some happy news, and there could be a chance to socialize. This also has a lot to do with mental healing as well. So there may be some news coming in that's going to be of a healing nature, or of a nature that somehow has a positive effect on you mentally or emotionally. Fourth house is Cancer energy. This is about your home, your family, your ancestry, your roots. The fourth house can also be connected to the mother. Now you have King of Swords with Osiris. Okay, so we've got some strong masculine energy here. Osiris tends to be connected to Sagittarius energy, and Osiris is I mean, that's a very good card. It's a card of being solid, being stable, things being on solid ground. So if there has been any kind of, I don't know, difficulty or conflict, or some kind of tension or controversy within the family, then this would basically be saying things are going to be stable. If there's been any questions about your home or about moving, this would indicate staying put, at least for the time being. King of Swords is definitely a very strongly clear and rational energy. It's like clear decision making is associated with the King of Swords. So it seems like there may be some decisions you're making, again, either connected to the family or the home, or this could be a family member. This could be, swords are usually air signs, so it could be somebody who is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, potentially. It doesn't have to be, but but there's definitely this sense of strong, logical, and rational decision-making, either connected to a family situation or connected to your home or something you're doing with your home. Either way, everything looks like it's going to be on solid ground, and you're going to feel like you're in control of the situation. Fifth house is Leo energy. Leo is about your creativity, can be about love affairs if you are single and looking for love, or starting to date somebody. It can also have to do with children, if children are involved in a particular situation. Sometimes with recreation as well. Okay, this is interesting. We have the Queen of Swords and Isis. So this is interesting that we have the King and Queen of Swords right next to each other here in this reading. So this is definitely a couple that is, and actually if I lay it down, yeah, the King of Swords is actually looking away from the Queen of Swords. So I don't know, there could be somebody here. Queen of Swords is often somebody who is emotionally detached, maybe someone who's looking for perfection. This could indicate a woman. So if you're a man, this could indicate a woman maybe who you feel is very, maybe it is somebody who's just very intellectual, or somebody who's just very clear or very direct. Maybe somebody who's been divorced, I don't know, because that can be an element of the Queen of Swords, or widowed. But there's definitely a strong energy here of a lot of analytical, mental energy and emotional detachment. So yeah, I mean, and again, you could also just be dealing with an air sign woman. That is also possible. Now we have this with the Isis card. So Isis is a card of mothering, and it's in the house that has to do with children. So I don't know if this has to do with somebody who is a mother figure, or somebody's having a child. Maybe this person is also a mother. I don't know. But The other possibility, okay, this is what's coming into my mind. I think the other possibility here is you may be encountering somebody maybe who presents this way, who presents as somebody who's very kind of clear and kind of no nonsense, kind of, maybe emotionally detached or unavailable. Isis would be saying that you're actually dealing with somebody who's very nurturing and very compassionate. This may be a barrier that somebody puts up. I mean, if you're dealing with a water sign person or somebody with strong water in their chart, especially, sometimes this Queen of Swords energy, this very cool and detached exterior might mask somebody who is maybe feels very, very deeply in a particular situation, but maybe feels that they need to, that they need to put this face onto the world to be brave or to be courageous in some way. So that is entirely possible here. If it is dealing with a creative project, Isis will indicate something that you would persevere with patiently. Okay, and it could be connected to, again, Isis has very, very strong nurturing vibes. So take that as it resonates. Or this could have to do with a situation with a child, in which somebody acting as a mother, maybe somebody has to be stern or use tough love in some kind of a way with somebody. But if this has to do with a project, if it has to do with something creative that you're working on, that you're needing to kind of move through patiently, this might indicate a need for clarity or a kind of perfectionist streak, wanting everything to be absolutely perfect in a particular situation. So again, a lot of possible interpretations there. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't make any sense for you. And but this does appear that there's something that's going to, where there may be there may be a certain kind of amount of emotional detachment, but maybe it's for a compassionate reason. Okay, sixth house, Virgo energy. This is another place where Mercury will affect, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And this is about your health issues. This is about jobs. So anything that you get paid money for in terms of being employed by somebody else, or it could be volunteer work, has to do with things that we are worried or anxious about, and sometimes has to do with pets as well. Okay, this is interesting. We have Seven of Rods with Ta. So Ta is a card of, this is Capricorn energy. This is about working hard. It's about building something. For some people, it could literally be doing work that involves physically building something, or perfecting something, perfecting your craft. It's interesting with the Queen of Swords here. And you have this Seven of Rods energy. So this is an energy that is very defensive. This is almost saying like you're going to stand your ground on something. Now, this also occurs to me that for some of you, this could be connected to a health issue. To me, with Ta, I don't know if this is something where somebody's dealing with, Saturn energy has to do with the bones. So somebody, maybe if they have broken bones or they have some kind of an issue that maybe with that, or maybe this is just about building up physical strength. Again, just to be clear on health things, make sure whatever health problems you have, or if you feel like you have issues, to definitely see your doctor, and not just take the advice of a tarot reading. But to me, this indicates almost somebody who, with regard to a health matter, there may be a kind of stubbornness about it. Like maybe there is somebody, it could even be a male energy, because we do have Ta here, or it could just be somebody who's taking on the I'm strong and I can take it kind of energy. There's very, very strong, a lot of strength that comes with Ta. So maybe somebody is sort of determined and has their face set about managing a certain physical issue or health issue on their own. Maybe there's other people saying, oh, you should do this or do that, and this person might be saying, no, I'm standing my ground on what I'm doing. So that's possible here. This could also be in connection with a job or a job situation. Maybe you are dealing with a situation where either you need to stand your ground, or maybe there's somebody else who is creating, maybe you feel like there's other people who are interfering in something, and you need to kind of assert your position and just stick with what you know is right. Seventh house is Libra energy, and Libra has to do with relationships, particularly legalized partnerships, so marriages, business partnerships, contracts, things like that. I usually, if we're talking about relationships or somebody looking for love or marriage, I always read it in conjunction with the fifth house. And wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Crook and Flail. So a couple of possibilities here. Now, Crook and Flail would indicate somebody who has either some authority or visibility. So if you're looking for a partner, okay, or you're asking about love or long-term relationship, this would be somebody with either some kind of recognition, fame, or status, or this just somebody who is an expert on something, okay? because crook and flail definitely has all of those elements. Somebody who's visible and also somebody who has some kind of authority on some subject or matter. Now with the Wheel of Fortune, this would indicate something, okay, that is, Wheel of Fortune to me indicates something that's almost destined by fate, okay? Like it's something that's coming at the right time. Now with the Mercury retrograde, it is possible that this could be somebody returning from the past, but I'm not seeing cards that suggest to me a past return. I feel like this is the wheel turning in a direction, and certainly as we're getting towards the end of retrograde, it's possible that you are going to be meeting somebody who is, for lack of a better phrasing, fated, okay? Somebody who you are meant to encounter in some way. The fact that I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing the Queen of Swords down here, if this is a man's reading, this could indicate a very intelligent woman, maybe who is an authority or an expert on something. It is quite possible here. It does not have to be the case, but that is one possible interpretation here. And maybe this is somebody who is actually very caring and compassionate, and maybe somebody who is meant to be in your life at this point. Now, if you are already married or in a serious relationship, this could just indicate that your own marriage or relationship is about to take some kind of a turn on the Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be maybe something coming up in the relationship that is, again, a situation that's maybe been inevitable or is going to come up. And that doesn't have to be, it can be for good or for bad. I don't get the vibe that this is a negative thing. But whatever it is, this can also have to do with legal matters. So for some people, this could even indicate moving into divorce. Queen of Swords here in that case could mean like a woman who's divorced or widowed. So these, again, it depends on your individual situation, because this could mean legal matters connected to a partnership, but this could also indicate a business partnership that's going to start up, that is going to be coming sort of out of the blue from somewhere. That is going to be very beneficial. So yeah, or some kind of contract coming up. But again, my caveat is always, if you're going to sign contracts or initiate new business relationships, do so after the 25th of April, which is after retrograde is over. And if you can't avoid it, make sure you read the fine print. 8th house is Scorpio energy, and Scorpio is about transformation. It's also about joint finances, so if other people's money is involved. Wow. Okay. You have Ankh with the 10 of Cups. So this is great. This is great news. So whatever transformation is coming, okay, this brings about an ending. Remember, we have the 10 of Rods over here in the 2nd house. So if this is about joint finances, there's definitely an end to a situation. And this is a very satisfactory ending. 10 of Cups is wishes granted. It may be connected to family. The fact that it's showing up here, it could be monies coming from family, it could be gifts, inheritances, something like that. That's always possible here, especially with Ankh in this position. But this could also indicate coming into an area of life where maybe there's going to be new love, maybe where there's going to be something that just brings you a great joy, a sense of feeling alive and being in the world and in your life. And yeah. For this to show up in the house of transformation, it means that you're going to definitely be moving into a very happy and satisfied kind of period is what this looks like. Like whatever changes are coming, they're going to bring things make them very much alive for you. So yeah, that's very, very good right there. 9th house is Sagittarius energy, and this has to do with things that are far away, Jupiter energy, long distance travel. It can have to do with higher education, religious institutions, philosophy, and not only institutions, but people who want to go back to school, want to learn something else, or want to travel at a far distance rather than staying close by. And this is showing up, okay, this is, one thing I can say is that Jupiter is going to be conjunct Taurus on April the 20th, okay, which is actually a very good omen for some signs. Now for you, it's interesting because you have the Tower here. Okay, so the Tower can indicate this might be an area where this tears down false foundations, okay? So there may be, whether this is connected to somebody or something that's at a distance, whether it's about something that you need to learn or about some kind of belief that you've had. Remember, we're seeing this transformation in the 1st house. So I don't know, maybe some way you're looking to expand your horizons, but this is saying, when the Tower shows up, it means something false exists and it needs to be torn down. Like the Tower rips away the fabric of what is, very unexpectedly, of what is false. Okay, so there could be a bit of a shakeup. The shakeup that we're seeing that's connected with the eclipse, that could be connected with Uranus energy. We have Uranus and Taurus, which is definitely messing things up. And actually, there's going to be a conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter, and that's what it is. So I don't know. This could bring about a bit of it could be a crisis situation. It could just be a very unexpected situation. But we have it with Lotus. So Lotus is saying not to have anxiety about it, because whatever it is, especially with this 10 of Cups nearby, I don't know, something may be going away or being torn down or finally coming to an end that may jolt you into kind of a new place or a new beginning. And it may be a place that you need to be, because possibly you've been operating from a very false premise right now. And the fact that all this is being affected in the Aries house, the first house, whatever this is, it is something that has the chance, the ability to profoundly change you or shake you up a little bit. But it's for a good reason. It's a good cause. Whatever this is, it's something you need not worry that there's going to be a bad result for you as a result of it. Whatever this is, I feel like it's something that is bringing you to a truth that you've needed to see in order to move ahead in your life. Okay, 10th house is Capricorn energy. This has to do with career, fame, reputation, can have to do with the father. Okay, so we have water with the Queen of Pentacles. Now this is interesting because water in this house for some people could mean a change in job, okay, because water does involve movement. It could also have to do with something literally about water. You could be going to some place that's near water. Maybe some people are traveling for work, and maybe it's to a place where there is water. It could be, or maybe even an overseas trip, when we see water like this, or someplace at a distance. But definitely it seems like if not, that there's going to at least be a flow or a change, something that's going to be changing with regard to your career, and you should go with the flow. Having this with the Queen of Pentacles is good, because the Queen of Pentacles, certainly when it regards to business and finance, this definitely indicates having things together. Queen of Pentacles is a good omen, having people who are going to be supportive financially, having a good practical sense. But I think with the Queen here, it's not just so much about keeping everything about money and business, but also involving the emotional side of things. This could also indicate a woman who maybe that's the partnership here. Maybe for some of you, this is going to be something that is a business partnership or a career partnership, or this could just be a person who comes in and changes things around or lends a hand somehow. But this could be an earth sign person, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. It can also just be somebody who is very grounded and very down to earth and very practical minded. But nonetheless, this I feel like this is a very good omen for anyone trying to advance financially in their career or trying to strike some kind of a work-life balance. 11th house, Aquarius energy. This is about friendships, about your social networks, and it can also be about your goals, what your destiny, what you're trying to manifest. Okay, so we have Temperance here and we have Set. Now with Set, I like to draw a second card, and our second card here is the Twins. Okay, so the fact that this is showing up in the house of friendship or partnerships, this could indicate a difficulty or an anxiety or something, or some kind of obstacle that's created either within a relationship. It could be an obstacle to some kind of a goal that you have. The fact that we're seeing the Twins, this definitely does seem to involve another person, or maybe there's another person who's going to bring a solution. But, okay, so the fact that we have a 9th house tower, and then we have Seth over here. You have a first house death card, and then you have the Seth over here, which is kind of like the death, but really not so much like the death card. This is a little bit more, I don't know, I guess it is. It's Scorpio energy. So I don't know. There definitely seems to be some kind of obstacles or blocks, or maybe there's going to be something about a particular friendship that you have or a connection where something, I don't know if something's going to go sour, or if there's going to be, maybe that's where you're going to discover something, or maybe, like I said, there's just going to be, or maybe there's going to be something that you're wanting to do involving another person where there's going to be delays, problems, or blocks of some kind, at least right now. Again, this could be due to all of this chaotic energy. The second card that you pull with Seth in this deck usually indicates it can tell you something about the issue and also about what the solution might be. So it could be that, again, I saw this Queen of Pentacles here. Maybe there's a situation where somebody's going to be coming in and maybe they're going to help solve a particular problem with you, or mediate a problem, or maybe, I don't know. But you do have this with temperance. So temperance has to do with balancing. It has to do with, how do I want to put it? Temperance is about blending opposites. Okay. Now, to see that in connection with this makes me think that maybe you have a friend or something, maybe you have an oppositional point of view on something. Again, with this Queen of Swords down here in the house opposite, it could be that there's somebody who, maybe there's a friendship that you're not sure about or that you're anxious about. Maybe because there's something about that person that seems very, very different to you. That's possible here. I'm kind of getting something like that. But temperance here would indicate a blending, like a harmonious blending of opposites, not it has to be this way or this way. It's sort of like the fire and the water, the opposites that come together. So temperance will be about finding that balance or finding that resolution of a paradox, within a situation. So that's interesting. Temperance also has strong Sagittarius energy, so it's quite possible that you're dealing with Sag in a particular case, but doesn't have to be the case. Okay, so let's move on to your 12th house. This is Pisces energy. This is about what you fear, about what you keep hidden. I mean, it's a kind of a catch-all house for all the things that can either bring us liberation and enlightenment or total madness. But generally in a reading, I feel that this house has to do with what we're afraid of. Okay, and we have air with the devil. Okay, so the devil here indicates, well, first of all, maybe you could be secretly obsessed with somebody. That's a possibility here. I mean, you would know. Maybe it's somebody who you're trying to appear that you're not. I mean, if this is you down here, then this could be you trying to put on this very detached kind of face when maybe internally that's not how you feel. The devil, though, also can have to do with attachments. It can have to do with toxic thought patterns and addictions, or just maybe a fear of giving into to certain things, or just some kind of a thought pattern that keeps you chained or holds you back in some way. I mean, in the devil card, there's generally people, I'm just trying to look at it on this one. They don't really show it so much here. But they show two people facing away from each other. So there's this idea that you are, there may be a kind of connection on a sensual level, but maybe not on a deeper level, or there's a fear about that, fear about something being purely physical, if there's an attraction. But the devil can indicate that there's some kind of a thought pattern that you need to let go of. Yeah, and with air, there might be a need to detach mentally from a particular situation. Air tends to bring messages too. In the 12th house, this could be messages from spirit guides. This could just be your own inner voice talking to you and trying to point something out to you. That I think there's circumstances in your life, maybe that's the challenges that you have, or trying to point out areas where maybe you are allowing yourself to be stuck or bound to a situation that's no longer valid for you. Now, overall, we have the 5 of Rods with Sirius. So yeah, this seems to be a time right now. 5 of Rods can be quarreling or conflict. It can be, again, we have the 7 of Rods over here, so there could be some resistance here. Maybe there's people who are meddling in a situation that you have that are uninvited. Maybe this is feeling like you're struggling or competing with somebody. 5 of Rods, though, is not a terribly serious energy, so whatever the fight is, it's not something earth-shattering. It's just a struggle. Because this could also be a struggle that's just going on in your own mind, especially with seeing this testiness over here in the 1st house. So I think you may be struggling with yourself and with certain ideas and beliefs that maybe it's time to let go of. And to have it with the Sirius card, Sirius, again, yeah, there's this idea of taking the rough with the smooth. It's a card of endurance and also of thinking outside the box. So I feel like the struggles you're dealing with now are meant to sort of expand your mind and expand your horizon. And that this may be coming through a relationship. We see some very strong intellectual energy here, so I don't know. And also that Queen of Pentacles energy. So there could be somebody, possibly a female, doesn't have to be, gender doesn't necessarily matter. But I do think that you are, right now I think you're feeling defensive about a few things, but you may be, but I think that's because you are maybe overwhelmed, overburdened with something, and maybe you are actually feeling that you are not going to you may be resistant to some kind of change, but this is telling you go with the change because it's going to lead you, to this, this really, really great transformation here. This you couldn't possibly do any better there as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's pull a essential oil oracle card for you. And your card this week is Clary Sage. And the meaning of it is, okay, the key word is insight. The trigger statement is there's no hope. The true statement is there's a higher purpose. Connect with your higher self and allow to be guided to your higher purpose. As the veil of illusion falls away, you will find your answer. Now that's very interesting. So this seems like it's saying there's a situation in which maybe you feel stuck or feel like something is hopeless or it's not going to move forward. But you only believe that because of an illusion, and that illusion is about to fall away. We're seeing it in the 9th house here, so I don't know. I don't know if this has to do with somebody at a distance or something that you're learning about or some kind of belief that you have. All of those things are possible. I hope this reading was helpful, Aries. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos if you have not done so already. Have a great 2 weeks. Stay safe and see you next time.